Bonsai Bonsai, everyone. And this is part 2 of my video for today. I have the kokedama, which I'm going to take off of the ficus and repot it in a pot this over in this area. I know you can't see it, but I wanted to, because I have so much stuff up here. So let's start. Let's start by taking off the kokedama. So I'm going to use my hands. I've wet it to try to loosen it. And here we go. You got to be aware of where the I'm going to need some scissors because it's really, if you can see this, it's coming off. You see the root ball here. So let me see, what did I do with the scissors? Let's see. Sorry, I thought I could just take this off with my pan, which some of it is. You're gonna need something underneath, because you can see this is a mess that I'm making. And here's the root. I really do need to get something to take this off with. Oh, scissors. Scissors, here we go. Let's see if we could take it off a little quicker with this. There we go. So here we go. We're taking it off. Ooh. Ooh. Definitely need something. As you can see, I'm pulling it off. Took some of the root off, but just so you can see. Okay, everyone, I want you to know, let's get this straight right now. I'm not an expert, far from it. I'm probably beginner, and this is the first time I am doing this myself. So I'm gonna make mistakes. You'll probably say, oh, you should have did this or did that. And as time goes on, I hope that I'll be able to get better at this. Because I have a lot to repot, a very, very large amount of bonsai and plants that need to be repotted. So, all right. So we have this. Here we go, and I just bear with me, everyone. All right. So now this is gone. The kokedama, as much as it needs to be gone, is gone, and we're left here with the root ball. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is, get this out the way. Let's move some of this. Let's see if I can just turn this up and use it. I'll clean this up after I finish. So, all right. Now, let's go to part 2 of this. Now, here I have wire in this bag. I got most of this stuff from Amazon. These are wires for wiring the branches, shaping it. You need wires. You definitely need these wires. They come in different colors. This is the mesh. This you put over to the 2 large holes, or 2 holes if that's all you have in your bonsai pot. And this keeps everything in. Just streams out the water from the bonsai and keeps everything else in. Again, I got this from Amazon. So let's put these over here along with my other stuff I got on the floor. So, and this is the pot here. I've already cut 2 pieces of the mesh. Here you go, see? And I put them over the holes. As you can see, over the holes. That's the way they're going to go, over the holes. Okay. Now the short I measured, the first wire I measured was for the mesh, and it went from one side to the other on the inside, and then the other wire went from one side to this side of the bonsai pot, and that is going to hold the bonsai in place. Okay, like I said, I'm new at this. This is my very first time doing this. So now we take in the shorter of the two wires. Let me see. Should be these two. Okay, so these two here. Okay, so we got these two wires here. Now I've seen this done two different ways of putting the wire in here. So what you do is you make it into, this is the part that I have a hard time with. So you want to make it into, and I'm just might as well do this one also. You flatten out the top, which I didn't do a very good job. You flatten out the top part because you want it to stay in place once it gets into the mesh. So, and like I said, this is the hardest part for me, is this. Okay, so this is about as straight as I'm gonna get it. So now let's put this in the mesh, one in, and stick this in. Make sure they're at the same points. Okay, so there. Okay, so then, now like I said, I've seen this done two ways, but I'm going to do it this way. I'm putting this in here. The wire is going in here, over the hole. And okay, let's keep it in place. So now let's turn this over. Let's move this piece out of the way. So, and we're going to turn this over. Make sure I have it in place. Okay, and then what you do is you just so now, you know, this should be in place, but it's not because I didn't do it tight enough. So the best thing to do is pull it, because you need this to be tight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of this off, because I don't really need all of this. Okay, of course that will come off. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's try this again. This is, okay, I don't, let's try this again, over in the holes, and this one in the hole. Okay, and then again we put it inside here. And I'm sure there's much better ways of doing this, and being my first time doing it. All right, and again I'm going to turn this one over. Let's see. All right, so it's not perfect. Okay, so you see it is in there. And I want to point out that these two holes here are for the wire to hold it in place. So you have two mesh wires and you have two wires to hold it in place. Okay, and now we just need to find the, oh, here it is, sorry, which has the holes already. Okay, now that we got this back, and like I said, I am new at this, so, and again, you put that over the mesh hole, and they do have a way of doing this that it makes it look nice, but as me, like I said, I'm just new to this. Alright, so here I have my two mesh. I always try to do the best that I can, but sometimes being new, things don't work out as you hope they do. But I do have the two wires in for the mesh. And now what I want to do is get the two wires here so this is the wire, and these wires are going to go into it's just so much stuff I have up here. That's the basic problem. And if I can't find it, I'll just use another wire, get another piece. Oh, here it is. Alright, I'm very nervous about this. I want y'all to know, because I've never done this before. So these are the two wires, and these wires go into these little holes here. And what I want to tell you about the mesh also, some people, as I went through the top, some people put it in the mesh and come through the bottom and close it off in place. So, all right, so we're gonna put these two wires into this hole, and then this hole. Then it just comes up. Hoping I can do it, yep, in place. And let's get this other side. Now, my biggest problem is, are these long enough or do I need something longer? So this might have to be redone with longer wires, but at least you'll get a general idea of how this should go. And let's make sure we push it, get them all the way in. And I really think these are too short. Yeah, because look at this root ball. And some of this I have to take off. So let's do that. And let's take some of that off. So let's use something else out of the arsenal that I have. Let's use the rake. Okay? And what we're going to do is just try to get some of this so I can see the roots. See how they are. Make sure they're not damaged. Oh, might be easier to do it with my hand. Let's see. But I mean, if you have a rake, as you can see, it does help make this a little easier. I'm going to take this all of this off and check the wires. I am going to leave a little of this. Now there you see it. See how it is just, yep. Oops. I guess I got to sweep now. But here you go. I might cut a little of this off. Yeah. Okay, so now we're really, let me just cut. All right, let's just cut some of this off. Okay. And doesn't. Yeah. All right. I think we got it all. Actually, good, good, good. Now, I think what I need to do is cut more wire, because I know that it's going to be too short and there's no point in me continuing. So I'm going to take some more wire, and this time I'm going to make it much longer than what I'm going to need, but for me it would be good. See, so this time I'm going to cut it very long, and I'm going to cut another piece the same, hopefully the same size. Okay, so let's take those other two out, and hopefully these will be better. So let's take these out, and we're going to stick the ones I just did in. And I don't know, maybe I should did them one at a time. I want them to be on the outside, of the outside of the pot right here. See, this, hopefully this side will be this long enough too. So the hardest part about this is getting these wires but here we go, and I'm hoping this time it's gonna make this side a little. So you got this side, this side, this side, mesh. So here's the opening now. And see, I have the two wires for the holding it in place, and this is how it looks from the back. Okay, not really great, but it'll do for right now. So that's basically, now what we have to do is get soil. And this is the soil I got from Amazon. So organic bonsai soil. So I haven't opened it. I haven't done anything. Okay, put that out the way. What we want to do is put down inside the pot a level. I'm going to put more than probably I should, but because I just want to make this, move it out the way to actually plant. And again, if you're new like me, you're going to make mistakes. And people are going to say, oh, you should have did this or that. You know, practice. You know, you got to practice to learn anything. So, being my first time doing it as a bonsai, I have done some, one or two, but I didn't do the putting it in place. I just put the mesh wires on the hole so the water would just drain out. because the thing about bonsai soil is that it doesn't hold water like our plant soil does. Traditional plants, they hold the water, where bonsai doesn't. That's why you have to water it so often. Okay, so now we have this, and we have roots, and I want to move some of it out of the way. I want to make sure. So I know I'm going to need more soil, and I'm going to make more mess here, but okay, it's standing up. Oops. And again, I think I made the wires. Okay, so I made another mistake because the wires will come down, and they're not long enough. They're really not long enough to they're not long enough for the root ball, unless I'm doing something else wrong. But I think I am. But anyway, this is just a general idea of how this goes. And with the wires here, you would bring them into the front. Each wire goes to a different side, and you twirl it. You bind it together. And I bought my ficus out. Now, what's that stuff? I bought the ficus out so you could see that this is how it should look. If you can see that, this is the wire that's holding it in place. This actually needs to be repotted too. As you can see, the roots are here. I noticed there's roots coming out the bottom of it. But on this side, you can see where it was braided together here. I don't see on the other side where it was braided together. Oh, here it is. On this side, it's braided together also. So what I did was my wires were still too short to do this. But this is what it should look like. This is how your plant should look. I'm not going to remove this from this pot because I think it's okay the way it is. I'm going to, like I said, I have many to be done. So this is the first one. Each time I do it, I hope to improve, and I hope you stay with me while I learn bonsai. Just want to let you know also the Primna exposed root. This one is getting some some leaves back. The other hasn't started to show any leaves yet. So hopefully it will. And I appreciate you everyone being with me while I go on my learning journey here of bonsai. I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to do. I have some pruning I need to do, and some repotting, because my ficus here definitely needs to be repotted. So as you can see, it's so heavy too. You can see the trunk of this. You see how fat it is? Looks like it's a pregnant trunk. But underneath, the roots are coming out. So I do have to repot it. And again, let me show you what we just did, except for we did not fasten it or bind it to the pot. So I'm just going to add some more. I'm going to add some more soil to this, and I'm just going to let it be because I have a lot of more learning to do. And actually I need to move it over some. And here is my other wire here. So anyway, I have still some work to do on this so I can move it into a better place. But the wires are too short for me to bind, but I am going to leave it. Again, thank you everyone for being with me and taking this journey with me as I learn about bonsai. And I hope you continue to watch, and I continue to improve, and maybe you'll continue to improve also if this is what you're trying to get out of this. All right. Till the next time, everybody. Bonsai.